Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Week 5 of the Halo Championship Series Pro League. I'm Strongside, and join with me on the Xfinity desk, as always, is the one and only Kyle Elam.
Always a pleasure to be here, and we actually have a couple little neat things in store as well. We go through and we always give shout outs, some of the community members, people that are out there putting in the work, doing the grind here for Halo. And one of those is actually going to be Halo heat maps, one I'm a little bit newer to as well, but pretty cool stats and moving around the board. You can see the link here on the bottom of your screen as well. And
yeah, it just shows kind of like where all the action is happening on every single map. It's pretty cool. So if you want to kind of see where most people tend to go and most people tend to fight, you can look for positions to get in to take them out. Yeah, and tend to die a lot there as well. Right. So there's a little bit of that, but let's get your popcorn ready because we've got halotheater.com as well. And we were checking this out a little bit earlier. It's kind of interesting. You have this overhead view of a map, and it shows you kind of where people are killing each other. It also has a little kill feed on top of that and has little lines that go. So if you kill me across the map on Rig, it'll show your logo, kill me all the way across the map on my logo. But it's usually the other way around.
Right, I see what you're saying there. But yeah, absolutely. Another cool little stat where you can essentially do a third-person overview and see how a game plays out and where all the action is happening. Different than heat maps, of course. This is going to be much more game-specific as opposed to heat maps, which is much on a broader scale.
And then also, we've got the HCS Listen In. We sat down with Snakebite, and he had some really interesting things to say about their matchup against Team Envious and about those last few minutes and last few seconds of going into overtime. If you did get a chance to listen to it, you heard about Snakebite talking about how they forgot there was overtime in Halo 5 because that's a new feature in Halo 5. And it was actually kind of cool to hear his take on it because he ended up having one rocket left and he wasted the rocket because he thought he needed to try and attempt to get a kill across the map. And if he did, awesome. If he didn't, game's over anyway. So he ended up wasting his rocket in the last few seconds of the game.
That's one of those facepalm moments after it hits overtime and the game doesn't end and you're like, oh crap, what do I do now? But they actually played it pretty perfectly, as we saw happen and how that played out, and coming back from that deficit was just incredible.
Well, let's start getting into this matchup. We've got Counter Logic Gaming versus Renegades. Now, Counter Logic Gaming has a substitute for Royal 2, as Royal 2 is out sick this week. Rami did sub for Allegiance last week, and now in the rulebook, a player can only substitute for 2 teams in the Pro League. So now, if another team's like, hey, we want to pick up Rami, we've got a guy sick on our team this week, they are not able to do so. Rami can only play for Allegiance and only play for Counter Logic Gaming in the remaining weeks of the HCS Pro League.
And Rami is going to be awesome to see him here. We're highlighting on this a little bit before, trying to fill the shoes of Royal 2. And of course, Renegades, we saw a little bit of a glimpse of Hammy there commonly earlier in the show as well. Taking a look at CLG, of course, we have none other than Frosty, Lethal, what we just mentioned here, Rami, and then followed up by the HCS Listen-In member here of the most recent episode, Snakebite.
Yeah, phenomenal squad. Really excited to see what Rami is going to do here. And by the way, Rami is only 19 years old, so still a really young player as well, alongside the guys on Enigma 6, Hook and Boo Boo Doo Boo. But another fun fact, Rami tried to compete in the HCS Global Championship, the one your brother won, and Rami was actually too young at the time. He was 16 years old, so he was not able to. He would have qualified and potentially made it out to play against everyone, and who knows, he might have been playing against Ace in the finals or been playing against someone else. But here we've got the Renegade squad. We've got Commonly, Ninja, Victory X, and Penguin. And if you were here for the opening of the show, you saw that little clip we had on Commonly. And quite an epic clip from Snipe Down going for that Ninja or half Ninja on Commonly with almost full overshield.
And that legendary switching over to Common on that graphics was, I almost lost it the first time I saw that. Just so funny, so clever, throwing that in there. And Commonly, he of course retweeted the video as well, and everybody had a good laugh, but just amazing things.
That was made by Tashi. If you want to see that video again, you can check out Tashi's Twitter. That's at Tashi343i, so you can check that out on his Twitter. Give him a follow as well. He's the community producer puts together the HCS listen in, does so much more. The list is never ending. But we've got Snakebite here for the player profile, and you know, I keep saying this over and over again. I can just say it nonstop. This guy is the stone cold killer behind a controller. I mean, you talk to him and he's just really laid back. You can hear him in the HCS listen in, but when he gets behind the controller, I mean, this guy is all about just bringing home that W, and he'll do whatever it takes. And strategically, he knows what you're gonna do. He knows what your team is gonna do. He watches you play, so you got to watch out for this guy.
And he pretty much never misses as well. So just amazing player. And you said stone cold killer. Taking a look at that picture there, pretty intimidating as well. Snakebite bringing his A game every single time, just constantly running around the map, being in the right place at the right time, and doing what his team needs to do to win. And we saw that time and time again. You know, even admitted himself maybe a little bit of a hiccup on that Team Slayer overtime situation. I remember witnessing my first time not knowing that there was an overtime in Slayer as well. It definitely threw me off guard, but something that Counterlogic Gaming doesn't find themselves in a position of many times is going into overtime.
Well, let's take a look at the game type overview. We're going to kick things off with Fathom CTF, the Rig Slayer, Eden Strongholds, Truth CTF, and Regret Slayer. Well, we're going to quit talking. We've got the players ready in the match already. So Fathom CTF, we're playing on a symmetrical map. First to 3 captures will win. If we do hit the end of the time limit and the game is tied, it's going to go to overtime. 3 extra minutes will be added onto the clock. You've got railgun bottom middle, camo top middle, so expect a lot of action around those areas. Well, let's kick things off with Ninja and see if this guy is going to be able to keep up his momentum and keep up his aggressiveness, as he always is just very aggressive, and take down CLG while they have a sub. That's going to be 2 down. Make that 3 down for CLG off the rip. Renegades is flying. I love this push from them. They realize they got 3 players down, and they are immediately trying to get into CLG's base and get a flag moving.
You do have Frosty, though. Great play catching Ninja off guard. Several members are going to drop. You've got Penguin, 2 kills already to start off this game, and the railgun in his hands. I really like this play, just getting the flag out of the window and setting up, trying to work with some kills with Comet.
Snakebite is already running the flag over on the other side as well. We saw this so many times last week that the opposing team would always get the flag running, but Snakebite, excuse me, would always just off the spawn run into the base and have that flag out of your base and not make it a possibility for you to cap. So Snakebite doing the same thing, but Snakebite will be taken down. Looks like they are going to be able to get that flag return, and Renegades goes up early in the game 1-0.
And that's kind of surprising, and you heard it from them before as well. There's a lot on the line for both these teams. You know, not as much for CLG, but for Renegades, they need to come out and prove that they can compete with CLG, and in order to do so, you really need to be able to do some work against them when they have a player like Rami as opposed to Royal 2.
If I'm on CLG right now, I am lighting up candles all around my gaming station just to keep it lit and keep my gaming at top tier performance. Lethal always known to have a candle going, but Penguin is going for flag number 2 here. He's got Commonly already just ready to assist here and just keep that flag moving. A great play by Commonly to get his flag out in front of his base. Now, although he wasn't able to get this flag into his base, he's getting it into a spot where it makes it very hard for Counterlogic Gaming to get a return. So it's exposed. If CLG goes for a return, they're going to potentially get naded and killed by a player from Renegades.
And everyone is collapsing on this. Now they're trying to get the flag in, but the blue team's flag has yet to return, so they won't be able to kind of secure any captures there. CLG actually moving that flag across the map again. We might be looking at a little bit of a standoff here.
They are up 1-0, so they do have the game in their favor right now. Commonly does pick up Overshield, but will be railgunned down by Lethal, so a big kill by Lethal and taking down Commonly. Commonly could have potentially got a flag return and then got that second cap.
Now Lethal picking up a few kills here with that railgun. If we could go on board with him, he is working at controlling Blue Treehouse and grabs yet another one, barely taking any damage from that splash.
Lethal slowly make his way into the base, and look at this, you've got 3 players from CLG making an aggressive push into that base, but what a play there by Commonly throwing the flag out, but it's not going to be enough. They are going to get the return, and CLG caps flag number 1, tying the game up 1-1. I mean, CLG, the aggression we just saw from them was phenomenal. They they realized there was that opportunity to push in. The flag guy was alone. They picked up a couple kills, and look at this, Lethal with a double kill. Going for the triple. Victory X cannot do anything. He's one shot, so he's just gonna hide. Lethal's like, you know what? I'm just gonna hang out here too and wait for you to poke out. That's gonna be another one down, and look at this. CLG is running in the second flag right now. I believe Frosty just tossed it in, and there you have it. They do cap flag number 2 to go up 2-1 now.
And Strong said, you know something we haven't even talked about yet? And of course, as I say that, he just drops his weapon, but the counter logic gaming skins that these players are running around with, just so awesome to see. They had that in the last series with Optic, but we didn't comment on it, but still, great skins.
And then on top of the skins, you'll see their logos to the left of their names. They're all rocking that CLG logo as well. So I'm sure there's a lot of you out there definitely supporting your crew, maybe even supporting Optic or supporting Evil Geniuses. Evil Geniuses will be playing later today as well. But Frosty trying to eliminate Penguin, but he's going to get the help from Lethal. So some great communication between those guys. You're going to see a lot of that from CLG. I mean, they're the #1 team, so you're going to see a lot of teamwork out of them.
You're completely correct there. And this game has really kind of been about Lethal to get started. Great job hopping on board with him. He got the new railgun, picks up yet another kill. He's leading the pack with 13, just doing absolute work, and was the driving force behind both of CLG's captures at this point.
Yeah, getting these railguns is just, it's going to make it so much easier for CLG. I mean, it shows. They're up 2-1 now. They have control. Railgun just, it's such a fast kill weapon. I mean, it makes it so hard for Renegades to push, and you see, you've got Commonly just hiding there in the attic. He knows he can't push out. Lethal knows he's in here somewhere. He's may get back whack. No, Commonly's gonna come out, and look at that, Lethal getting the turnaround kill on Commonly. So that just goes to show how powerful this is. I mean, he's just playing exceptionally well, just waiting for the right moment to push into the base now and getting some help from his teammate. Finds that opening, starts to push in as Frosty pushes in. Frosty picks up a kill, but all players from Renegades hiding here in their base. Lethal will go down.
That was looking like a great opportunity for CLG, especially not getting spotted right away after he gets hit by the nade on elbow. What I do want to just highlight real quick is, you know, that kill Lethal had on Commonly hiding in attic. Wow, and the double kill potentially. Oh, no, just the double. The kill he had in attic took the player out so quickly. He stood in perfect position, not committing too far to where if Commonly did jump out and go for a melee, he wouldn't have been in range.
All right, well, let's stay on board with Rami here for a little bit, the substitute player for the team. He's going to get taken down by Victory X. A little bit of a turnaround, not a reversal, but a bit of a turnaround right there. It looked like Rami was going to be able to pick up that kill. But all right, Rami off the spawn, picking up the light rifle. Love this play because, you know, light rifle, it's got a quicker kill time. You got a lot more range, but he's going to start taking it slow through the attic. He knows he has players over across the map making their push through the attic, so there's no need to rush. I like how he's just locking this area down. He's just got lots of sight lines across the map, and there's no need to be overly aggressive. You can wait for your team to push up to start going into the base and get a flag.
Not only that, we're going to have camo spawning here pretty soon, so both players are going to want to set up for that. Commonly, or Hammy there, as you can see, winning a big 1v1 battle, jumping up to take out Rami. Now you have several members of CLG dropping, and the flag now being run in the hands of Penguin.
And look at this, you've got Frosty, who's already pulled the flag as well. So it always seems like CLG's, they just know when you're going to be pulling that flag. They're ready to get that flag out and make sure that you're not going to get an easy cap. So let's jump into third person real quick and see where everyone's at. And actually, Penguin's going to toss this flag here in the base. And expecting a teammate to get it, but it sounds like they communicated, and Penguin is going to sit back now with the flag.
Now, Strong Side, let's go on board with Commonly. He did pick up the new camo, and he is crouch walking around this map trying to get in CLG's faces.
Yeah, this is the opportunity for Renegades to get into this base, get the return, but Commonly gets spotted here by Rami. Rami with the camo eyes. Commonly trying to stay alive with his camo, but Ninja goes down. This is a failed opportunity for a push. Commonly just needs to stay alive. He does not need to push here. No one is here. He's playing 4-on-1. He's got to wait for his team, and that's what he does exactly. I love this play from Commonly. Just, he realized the situation. There was no way that he could push in, had to wait for his teammates. Unfortunately, he does go down, but now his teammates were able to push up a little bit and attempt to go for that flag return.
And just like that, 2 down for CLG, 2 down for Renegades. That was awesome play by Rami and Frosty, killing Commonly when he had that camo. The back and forth teammate teamwork there, and both teammates knowing exactly where and what they need to watch, and just using that communication. You had Rami locking down elbow, Frosty locking down the front of the base. They were not letting Commonly sneak around with that camera.
Well, in this past minute and a half or so, Renegades has been the team putting the pressure on CLG. CLG's actually been kind of playing a bit more defensive, which is very interesting. CLG normally being the aggressor, but Renegades showing a lot more signs of aggressiveness with their squad right now. You've got Ninja with the railgun over there. Let's see, as he picks up a kill, let's move over to Ninja if we can. Ninja will be with the railgun pushing into the base. That's going to be 2 down for CLG. Misses this railgun. That would have been a big kill. He's still alive, though. 3 players from CLG in here. Penguin trying to get the flag return. He's got Snakebite right there, about to take him down. Snakebite gets the flag grab, so a clutch grab by Snakebite. Both flags are still out. This is going on at least 3 minutes of a standoff here.
And we just had the second camo of this standoff spawn, so that's going to be over 2 minutes that these players have been trying to get the returns by each other. And fantastic play from Renegades, taking the flag out of the base because a player from CLG got behind them, and just buying more time for Ninja to go ahead and use this camo. And as you can see in the kill feed, Rami also has railgun now, so both teams with some advantages. Well, it just depends on who's going to use that advantage better.
Oh man, that's going to be 2 down for CLG. Ninja, if he can pick up this kill on Frosty, this would be huge. Going for a long-range storm rifle, a little bit risky right here. He will take down Frosty, and it looks like Penguin does get the return. Is Renegade's going to be able to cap this? It looks like they do. Victory X will secure that capture. Let's move over to Victory X. That's tied up now, 2-2. Renegades for CLG. This is still game number 1, folks.
This is phenomenal play. Renegades really bringing this one back. Interesting thing, taking a look at the stats, it's actually Ninja that is doing work for Renegades right now, sitting at 22 kills already this game.
All right, let's slide on over to Snakebite, though, as Snakebite has the railgun. Actually, he just ran out of the railgun. He used up the last bit of ammo there, but CLG definitely, it's looking a little bit worrisome for him right now. They're putting the pressure onto the base, and a perfect kill. Huge kill from Snakebite. You've got 3 players from CLG now making this flag run. Let's jump into third person and see where all the players are on Renegades. You've got 2 players making a push, but look at this, Rami cutting off that route, and you've got a player top middle. You've got Commonly putting shots on Snakebite, but Snakebite picks up a huge kill on Commonly, getting the reversal there. And you've got a player on Renegades just sneaking into the base and getting that flag out. We're going to another standstill. We've got about a minute and a half left.
Yeah, but no one in position to actually help out, and they're going to get the return and, in fact, capture that last flag. So Ninja did a great job of running away, keeping the flag alive as long as possible, but when he's eventually taken out in Treehouse, Lethal is in perfect position to get the return. No one else from Renegades can capitalize, and just like that, 3-2 victory here for CLG.
It wasn't looking good for CLG for a moment there, but they definitely turned things around. You know, when we spoke to Rami last night, he was talking about when he first played with CLG in their scrims last night, which they ended up 13-0ing Allegiance in their practice scrims. But when he was talking to us about it, he was saying he felt extremely nervous jumping onto the team at first, but about 4 games in, he was like, you know, I feel comfortable. Now I can kind of play the way I need to play. And I think that was a big beneficial part to this team's success right now, because if Rami would have just jumped in on the team, didn't get any practice time with the guys on CLG, I mean, we may have not seen this win pulled out here, and this series isn't over yet, but obviously there's a good amount left, and Renegades is putting up a good fight here.
And those first 2 flag runs by Renegades were actually with just 1 life by Penguin. You know, using that railgun, that first spawned railgun, to get a few kills, run that and secure that first capture, and then get the second flag out of the base as well. But you know, in the end, Lethal and company just too strong this game. Too many clutch railgun kills, and of course he goes right back in that attic and picks and finishes off Commonly as well.
Yeah, there were a few failed attempts from Renegades where it looked like they could have potentially got the flag return when Commonly had camo, and they just weren't able to secure that flag return with everything happening. A player or 2 would go down, and you saw Commonly essentially would have had to fight a 1v4. And in that situation, I mean, there's no hope, and his teammates couldn't get up to him in time. He ended up getting taken down, and then that second push was ruined as well. So Renegades just wasn't able to break the defensive wall of CLG during that standoff.
And the most impressive thing for CLG, I think, is when those standoffs started happening. you saw CLG all spread out to 4 different locations, all watching and focusing on different angles, all 100% focused on, you know, where are they coming from, and especially where is this camo player hiding. So I think Commonly did a really good job, especially against a team like CLG, or especially against the best team, to use that camo effectively, but unfortunately they were just too prepared for it.
Yeah, I'd like to say so far Rami is undefeated in the Pro League so far, in his entirety of playing in the HCS Pro League. If he goes undefeated today and tomorrow, he will be the only player that hasn't lost a match in the HCS Pro League, and he's still at the top of the statistics board. He is #1 when it comes to KD ratio.
That's just insane to think about. I mean, this kid is going to be, you know, if he decides to stay with French Toast Mafia, then more power to him, but he's going to be a hot commodity in the offseason of where this guy's going to fall, and see if we can create another kind of CLG lineup, essentially. And, you know, who knows, Rami might be one of those players to start helping dethrone these champions.
Yeah, and when another topic that when we were talking to Rami, he was talking about kind of what he does in preparation before each day, just trying to better his play style. He was just talking about before he goes to sleep, he listens to inspirational speeches, and he's got a bunch of quotes that he was telling me that he goes into. He loves a handful of quotes from Muhammad Ali, and he just uses that to really help drive him to keep bettering every single day on something new. So he said he focused on his shot for a while, and then once he got good on a shot, he focused on map movement. But we do have the players ready in the match. We're going to kick things off with Slayer on the rig. This is game number 2. CLG is up 1-0 in the series.
And of course, after that first game, I'm expecting another extremely entertaining series here. We saw exactly how strong Renegades is on this map. Let's start off with Rami. I want to see how he is fitting and molding into this CLG lineup.
Rami immediately heading over towards the nest right now, but just getting some shots from Ninja across the map. He does have a flanker. Commonly does have a perfect flank, excuse me. I love that push from Renegades, just sneaking around behind those players.
Now that does put the sniper in the hands of Frosty, so let's see what he can do with this weapon. It'll be really interesting to see. Like we said before, no Royal 2 on this map, no go-to sniper for your team, but when your secondary and third best snipers on your team can still arguably be better than a lot of other teams' best snipers, you know, you're still in a pretty good position.
He's gonna jump off. No way. He thrusts back on just before the last second, but look at this play. He's waiting. Oh no, the sniper does go down. So he was trying to play the sniper off the map so no player on Renegades could get it, but Penguin was able to kill Frosty as he came back onto the map. So Penguin now with Plasma Caster and Sniper Rifle right now, and with a lead 8-2. Looking very good off the rip here with Renegades.
That was pretty impressive by Frosty. He stayed alive a lot longer than I was anticipating. Knowing that his team was not in position, I would have liked to see him jump off with that weapon.
Jumped off the map. Sorry to cut you off right there, but Commonly jumped off the map. You know, we've seen a lot of players jump off the map these past couple weeks, haven't we?
You're absolutely correct. We indeed have. Now Penguin dropping with that sniper, so it's going to be down in Tower 2. Look for both teams to start trying to focus on this, as the rig especially, you know, comes down to who controls these two weapons.
Oh, and Victory is going to get caught in those splinter grenades while trying to get those weapons out of the top tower, but that's 2 down for Renegades now. CLG has kind of brought this back, only down by 3 kills right now. That sniper is still down top tower along with that plasma caster. It looks like Snakebite did spot that, so let's move over to Snakebite as he gets the sniper rifle in a great position too. So the tower, you got a lot of sight lines, a lot of cover, and especially when your team's kind of holding this back area, you're able to just do exactly that right there. You're able to get away, but he will get spotted by Penguin, and Penguin will take him out.
That fight that Snakebite and Penguin just had top tower, and of course Camo going down here another 2 minutes before that spawns. That fight though, kind of reminiscent of that Frosty play to try to stay on the map. Like the map movement by these players is amazing.
Camo did drop just a little bit ago, and we'll see if we can find out which player did acquire that. Looks like Rami is making a push over by Engine 2 with that plasma caster though.
And that the Camo player was in fact taken out there, and of course with Sniper off the map, Plasma Caster is the only power weapon we're currently looking at.
All right, jumping on with Victory X, he now has the Plasma Caster, and we're seeing a lot more players use the Plasma Caster because it has been buffed, but Victory in a great spot picks up a perfect kill on Lethal. this little ledge is just, it's great for fighting those battles over by treehouse because you can only see, the opposing person can only see the tip of your head, so it's really hard to get shots on that player.
Yeah, just a great, using the elevation on the map to your advantage. Plus, you can always crouch and escape really easily from that position as well. So that was lethal. Just getting caught a little bit too far out. Couldn't run back fast enough to actually get his thrust in. Perfect shots by Victory X.
Renegades doing a great job at just holding down this part of the map. They're not playing too fast. They're not playing super aggressive. They have the lead. They're making CLG come to them. And Renegades, they don't need to push. They have a plasma caster. They've got the lead. Why not just sit back? And CLG's kind of just falling into their trap right now.
And wow, 2 dead for CLG, including Lethal losing the sniper. So that's going to put weapons, switch those around. Penguin has the sniper now. Victory X still had, no longer has a plasma caster, but regardless.
Penguin will fall with that sniper rifle, though. He was unable to get away with that. Frosty with the scatter shot now as well. Still, Renegades just kind of holding back. They still have a 5-kill lead, no reason to push. And there you see it, Snakebite with the sniper rifle. Let's move over to Snakebite as he picks up a headshot. He's got a little bit of ammo left too, and camo is up. If he can get both of these, this is gonna be huge. Phenomenal play here by Snakebite to get both of these. He's gonna be able to just sneak around, pick up headshots, unless Victory X spots him, does get him weak, but he's got so much help there from his teammates. He's able to stay alive, so great teamwork from the CLG guys, and now we're seeing them collapse to the inner part of the map where Renegades was just once controlling. So now CLG kind of turning the tides and now getting control of this outside, or excuse me, this inside part of the map.
And Camo Sniper is just so powerful on this map. And I do like what we're seeing from Renegades. Penguin there, or Zane, as you can see in the player feed, he is actually hiding Tower 1 with the scatter shot. So Snakebite, no idea that he's actually there. Look for him to do an amazing flanker. Look for his teammates to start trying to create a distraction for him to try to make plays here.
And there you see it. Penguin is going to get Snakebite down to 1 shot. He will go down. The sniper is down. Ramy picks up a double kill as that happens, though, over to Lethal as he's trying to take down Penguin, gets the call out, but unable to finish that kill. Penguin will slip away there, just barely, but now CLG only down by 3. CLG, where we saw Renegades, now they're playing a bit slower, and Renegades waiting for that opportunity to push up.
And this game would look a lot different if Penguin wasn't able to kind of sneak down there and hide and pick up a few kills. So now we're down to just only a 2-point game, and Camo's going to be up in about 30 seconds.
Ramy over in the snipe hall, trying to see if there was a player that spawned over by the carbine, but Ramy just kind of hanging out, waiting for his teammates. He knows he doesn't have any teammates alive. This is the Batman ledge is a great spot to be in, just because you have to force a player to push all the way out to you to get a kill, but he's gonna bait in Penguin here, and maybe, no, he's not. Penguin has an SMG as well, and will take down Ramy and send him to the ground.
And that's 2 dead for CLG. Victory X quickly making a play here for the sniper, and then contesting Snakebite Tower 2, ends up picking up the kill there as well. So we can hop on board with Victory X. He is gonna have that new sniper rifle.
Now Renegade's still up. If they can just control the inner part of the map, and it looks like that's what they're doing exactly. Camo will be up shortly as well. Victory X spots Frosty, isn't able to connect with either of both of those shots. So not a very clutch moment by Victory X, but still they have the sniper commonly getting caught at the bottom of the map. I believe he may have just burned Camo. I could not see right there, but I believe that's why he was down there, to burn Camo. So if he did, that's a great play by Commonly to make sure CLG can't make an easy push. But now Renegades really slowing things down. It's getting a bit quiet. Penguin's able to pick up a kill on Ramy to lengthen their lead, 41 to 37 now, Elamite.
This is best case scenario right now for Renegades, but like as we've seen before, the game is not over till it's over. There is still plenty of time left here, and CLG can absolutely bring this one back. I wouldn't be surprised, and oh, he misses the snipe on the player not moving, giving Frost the opportunity to just crouch and duck his head behind the wall.
Now, for you, when you watch Victory X, if you were to say on paper, which player on the team would be the strongest sniper on this team? Would you say Victory X?
You know, I would probably say Ninja, you know, especially since we're watching the Rig Slayer and just seeing what he was able to do, I believe, in week 1 on this map with every single weapon available, especially the sniper. Ninja is never a player to question when he has that weapon for multitude of reasons, but Victory, just like that, the Blader Drainer.
So if you're Victory X, do you think you would drop Sniper for Ninja then?
Not in this case scenario. There's lots of times there's just not time to try to make a change like that.
Oh, he's gonna hit up another headshot. 49-42 right now. Renegades looking to close this out. Victory hits up a body shot with the no-scope. He has 1 bullet left. Can he connect with someone's face here with this last shot? He's looking, he's trying to hit it. Goes for the no-scope, he misses. Frosty's still alive. Victory running back. Now Renegades does have the game in their hands. They can trap Snakebite here, and they do take down Lethal with the Plasma Caster. Penguin's able to pick up that 50th kill, and Renegades taking game number 2 from CLG right now. We're all tied up in the series 1-1.
And, you know, we said it before, CLG's armor has been weakened. Now, it's a little harder to discuss that, you know, having Rami as opposed to Royal 2, and of course Rami having a little bit of a weaker game here than we've seen in in the previous week. But Penguin, that's where the story is at this game. 18-9, as well as securing the 50th kill. So Penguin doing absolute work here.
Yeah, we're watching what could have potentially been a great play from Frosty. He wasn't able to get that off, but here, let's check out this spot. You see so many players go here, and it's so hard to fight back to that position, and it feels so easy when you're in that spot. You're just like, can I just be in a spot like this the entire game? But Victory picking up some clutch headshots here in the end of the match here to close out the series.
And the timing on that shot. Timing on that shot just perfect. Right before Rami's able to shoot that carbine shot and throw Victor X out of zoom, he pulls the trigger and gets that headshot. Just like that, Counter Logic Gaming taking game 1 3-2, and then Renegades bouncing back, winning the Rig Slayer 50-42. Now, the Rig clearly not CLG's best game type. We've seen them lose the Rig Strongholds. Now we've seen them lose the Rig Slayer. Eden Strongholds now. Give me some insight into this for CLG.
You know, we saw Allegiance dominate CLG in the early stages of Eden Strongholds, but then it was like CLG just turned on a switch, and they didn't let Allegiance score another point. And I believe Allegiance had 40-something points, and CLG scored the next 100, and Allegiance didn't score another point pretty much the rest of the game. So looking at this game type, I mean, with Royal 2, they're very dominant on this. With Rami, we'll have to see. It's hard to tell. Rami is individually a phenomenal player, but it's definitely throws things into a little bit of a mix, and when you have him come in for Royal 2's position.
Now, I'm really curious to see how Rami is going to bounce back this game. So we just had that 7-13 performance. Now, that's not to take anything away from Rami whatsoever. You know, going into a new team, especially CLG or like Evil Genius is one of those two teams, their play styles are so unique. It's really hard to adapt in such a short period of time. So with that game happening, you know, I want to know where Rami's mindset's at, if he's letting that affect him in any way, or if he's going to come out strong here in this game 3.
So you're saying you want to kick things off with Rami?
I am completely okay with kicking things off with Rami here.
All right, well, we do have the players ready. We are playing Strongholds on Eden. It's 100 points to win. There's a lot of stuff on this map, so a lot of goodies are going to be trying to get in control of here. We've got the camo, you've got rockets, we've got overshield bottom middle, so a lot of goodies to go for to help your team gain that advantage. So you were saying you wanted to jump on board with Rami. Let's go on with Rami and see what he's going to be up to at the start of the match here.
Looks like only one player from Renegades go top center, but Ninja so quick on the flank. Looks like he's already grabbed that camo.
Rami will get back down from Ninja, and he has a player from Renegades that's commonly just flying in to finish that kill. Rockets still up. Let's move over to Lethal as he's trying to finish that capture on Red Nest. He is able to get that first stronghold capture of the game. Rockets, you see that green icon on your screen. They are still up. Neither team really putting any focus towards that. They're all focusing to get that to get the stronghold control, but it looks like Rockets were acquired. I believe that is Ramy with rockets. So let's move over to Ramy and see what he can do with these. I mean, you're in a great position. Over by Turbine, you get people kind of sneaking in here and there. You're able to just get great rockets on the nest and great rockets on Blue Bend. And he's playing it slow. He doesn't need to make a push where he's going to put himself into a bad situation. So I like how he's just kind of hanging out right here.
And this is so unique as well. Like, look, Catwalk has not even been taken yet. We're over a minute into this game. It just now going to go in favor of Renegades. First point on the board comes at 10 minutes, 50 seconds.
And actually, I was saying how I like that play. And actually, maybe it would have been beneficial for him to come over towards Catwalk to help out his team there, because you saw Renegades just pretty much overthrow Catwalk because they were only fighting against 3 other players. So they had a 4v3 while Ramy was out of the equation there over at Turbine. And Ramy hasn't really left the nest right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point to bring up as well. He rotated over, he grabbed the new rockets, and literally has not left nest since then. So I'm not even sure if this guy has died yet this game. You know, almost 2 minutes into this game, it was 0 deaths and still the very first rockets, with the hill now going in favor. A triple cap now for CLG, and this is the time you want to have rockets over by nest.
Yeah, this is the best time to have it. He is going to go for this reset here. Now CLG has the trip cap. Let's see how long they can hold this. You've got all players from Renegades spawning over at blue, and CLG just doing a great job at putting that pressure on over by the Blue Bend. But you know what? Ramy still just finally now he's moving away from the nest, but he was just letting the guys on CLG make that push. He's just kind of being that anchor on the team. He was not going to let the rockets go into the hands of anyone on Renegades. And you know, the guys on CLG, the other 3 guys, they're really holding it down, putting the pressure on the other 4 players on Renegades right now, and keep getting the control of Catwalk and getting the control of Blue Bend pretty much by themselves.
But he's been over on this side of the map so long that the new rockets are now in the hands of Commonly. Commonly shooting that rocket and actually picking up the kill through the wall on Ramy, and then giving Ninja a little bit of a warning shot there with that rocket as well. But great position. He had the overshield and gets taken out. CLG just everywhere, both blue and red base. Commonly trying to do just a little bit too much and ends up turning these rockets over.
Lethal does make a push over towards the Turbine side. He will commit suicide, but great awareness from him, knowing that players are going to be pushing from that side of the map, really just knowing where their spawns are and the time that it takes to travel from their spawn to make that push. Really just a great prediction from Lethal. These guys, I mean, they've played so much, so they're predicting every single movement that Renegades is doing.
It's almost like these are the best players in the game, watching them go around and do what they do. And in fact, it's hard to argue that anyone else is better. Even in the conversation, the only other name you really hear is Hook thrown out there. So CLG, just every single one of them, always a pleasure to watch.
All right, well, let's take a look at Ramy again, as rockets are going to be coming up. And it looks like he is going to try to acquire these, but Renegades making a push for Nest, trying to get some control here, but CLG, I like how they haven't let go of Nest this entire game. That seems to be kind of like their strong point of on the map, and not losing that has kind of been their main focus. This is the first time we've seen Ramy kind of push away from that nest, and now Renegades is going to start to get control, but you've got Lethal right there. That's going to be 2 down for Renegades, and they've just got a trip cap again, and look at this. They're blocking the spawns at red, forcing Renegades to spawn at blue. So CLG just playing this down to the T, playing it just basic textbook plays, and Snakebite getting overshield as well. I mean, CLG is just on fire right now.
Just like that, that is the worst time to go 4 down, yet everyone dropped. The very first thought is OS is coming up. He had everyone from Renegades trying to suicide onto that, but they aren't able to contest it. They end up dying again and just building that lead here for CLG.
Renegades has got to make something happen here fast. You got Victory on the flank, a great flank by him, but he will be taken down by Frosty. That's going to be 2 down for Renegades, 2 down for CLG. So Renegades has got a lot of work to do right here. And remember, it's strongholds, anything can happen, but Victory making a push up to Catwalk, trying to finish off this last capture for this stronghold. He is going to do so. They are going to put some more points on the board here, but right as that happens, CLG is already answering back. And CLG, just a great play by them to realize that they're going to lose Catwalk and go for Blue Bend before it even happened.
Yeah, and Renegades doing what they can, but now currently losing both Nest and Catwalk. Catwalk's going to fall. Nobody in position to contest Nest. However, the nades do come flying in. They're trying to follow up on that. Still not reset yet, and it does go over to CLG. Once again, another triple cap in their favor. They are running away with this one.
Yeah, Renegades just can't do anything. CLG now just all working together, focused on a same spot, just not letting Renegades make a single push. And I feel like Penguin kind of went out of position right there, just jumping out into the center of the map, very exposed, and then you had Frosty just give a quick turnaround right there and take him out. But Frosty will be eliminated. Let's move over to Commonly. We're at 98 to 14. This looks like lights out now for Renegades as CLG wins game number 3 to take this 2-1 in the series.
And 100 to 14. That was not a close game whatsoever. You know, we had some questions to start.
Sorry to cut you off. We had a breadstick. We had, oh, actually, no, we did not have a breadstick. I looked at the stats wrong, but thank goodness we didn't have a breadstick.
We did not have a breadstick. What we did have, though, was, you know, we were questioning Ramy's play off the start. You know, he had those rockets. He really never left from Nest. But, you know, maybe that's what his team needs him to do. The other players are so aggressive. Yeah, just be that anchor and not lose those rockets. Maybe he could have rotated a little bit faster when he was at top catwalk when the new rockets were coming. But, you know, with the exception of him dying literally right there in that play, he played that pretty well. He anchored it pretty much as best as you possibly could hope for.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a very different play style. Normally we're seeing a much more aggressive play style in Halo 5, but definitely playing it a bit slower, and it worked out for him. And I think when you have 3 guys, the other 3 guys on CLG, just they have such great teamwork already. And when they're being extremely aggressive, even with just those 3, I mean, you could even say those guys alone could make a push against 4 other players.
I mean, they are really, really good. I'll give them that. There's no question about that. However, Truth CTF. You know, we talked about how good Renegades was at Rig Slayer, and sure enough, they came home and took that one away. True CTF, that is another game type that they have been, you know, excelling at really, really well. I believe only losing that one once. Yeah,
only one time, and then CLG hasn't even played this game type in Pro League yet.
So they haven't even played it in Pro League, and they definitely have probably only played it one time with Ramy, and that would be in last night's scrim. So this one is going to be a toss-up.
But CLG, I mean, they're known to be good at capture the flags. They're known to be
good at everything.
Yeah, pretty much good at everything. I still say their weakest game type is the Rig Strongholds. I know I get a lot of flag for that, but I mean, if you look at the stats and look how they've been playing in Pro League, maybe not scrims and stuff, that's definitely one of their weaker game types. And
yeah, at this point, you can't argue that. I mean, the Rig CLG, your weakest game type is probably the Rig Strongholds. It's time to accept it and move on. Doesn't mean you can't get better. But come on, let's be honest here. You guys are so good at everything else. If you had to choose a weakest game type, it's like saying someone on CLG is bad. No one is bad, but if you had to choose a weakest player, you know, you could make an argument maybe one way or another. But the Rig Strongholds, that's going to be, in my opinion, at least their bottom 2 game types.
Well, you know, CLG's known for capping flags so fast off the rip. Now, are they going to be able to do this on True CTF? We'll find out, but it looks like the players are getting ready to start the match here. They are in the game, so let's get ready to kick things off here on CTF Truth.
And who are you feeling to go with this time?
You know, I want to go with let's go with Ninja. Let's go with Ninja. We haven't seen too much from him yet this series, so let's go with Ninja.
All right. I like that. Ninja has done really well in this game type. It's one where just listening to your teammates is the best thing you could possibly do. Just constantly trying to reply and act on the callouts.
All right, Ninja making a push over towards pink side. He does have a teammate there, and he's just making a quick push for that camo. Snakebite is there. Ninja trying to do everything he can to stay alive. Makes a push out, but Snakebite will AR him down to the ground. Camo will now be burned.
And just like that, several members from both teams dropping. No one getting a clear, beneficial start. Fuel Rod still up on the map. And now Renegades focusing on trying to grab carbine control here.
Now Ninja top middle. Definitely a great spot to be as you got the shields. It's really hard to kill a guy top middle when there's the shields up. I mean, you have nothing you can really do. You got to spend so much time shooting the shields that by the time you kill the guy, then you're gonna end up getting killed from the side. But Ninja committing suicide with the fuel rod.
I do agree with you. If you have shields, it's hard to kill that person. You know, that's a very good point that you bring up.
Oh man, you know what I was getting at. You know what I was getting at.
And just like that back and forth battle, oh, Ramy missing a few shots. Maybe the nerves getting the best of him there. He has the BR, so the advantage in that 1v1 as well. So great job by Penguin. Great map movements and that last second thrust to stay alive and escape there.
And we're going to see a lot of control out of Pink too. I mean, this is kind of the spot. The pink side of the map is where players want to run the flag the most. So Ramy is doing a great job at just holding the pink side, and he's blocking these blocking these pink spawns over here, waiting for a teammate to run the flag out. But there was just too many players alive. Level 2 the base, Penguin was taken out. Now, possibly if Ramy can start to get this moving, Frosty can help him out here. He will get the kill on Ninja. So clutch from Ramy to get that kill. Now, I believe they're going to start to move this flag. Ramy getting the flag down to Pink 1. He has a player chasing him from behind. That's commonly, but look at this, Frosty right there to help him out. Great teamwork from these guys. Lethal here as well. That's 2 down for Renegades. You've got Lethal moving the flag in. He's going to get taken down to 1 shot and get up into the red sneaky and go in for the ground pound to solidify cap number 1 for CLG.
And impressive play. The Renegades has been on their hind feet this entire game so far. Not able to get in any kind of real good position, and Lethal escaping no shields there. And that kind of charge was led by Ramy, but let's just point out that Ninja off spawn in the bubble. Lethal may have had first shot there, but Ninja with the perfect shots.
He may have had first shot right there. A little sick play from Ninja. Now he does have the fuel rod, so trying to make a push over on the car side. Now, I like how he's pushing over to the car side. It looks like they're going to potentially gear up to run the flag towards this car side if Ninja can get some control and pick up a few kills. He does have a few players behind them, so they'll need to block that bubble spawn. And actually, you know, Ninja's going to take it over towards the pink side, and he will be taken down. So, you know, maybe that was a little bit questionable of a flag run to run at that side. He did have Penguin over on car side, and if Penguin was able to block that spawn, potentially that could have been a flag cap.
I mean, Renegades is one of those teams that likes scrappy caps, you know, just constantly running over the opponent's face, pulling it as often as you can. But that's a strategy that is, you know, successful against a lot of teams, but CLG can absolutely shut it down. And you see that so far this game.
All right, we can move over to Snakebite now. Let's move over to Snakebite as he's over in Pink 2. As we talked about, controlling Pink is extremely important. He's going to be pushing with Frosty into the base as they take down Ninja, but CLG now putting a lot of aggression onto this Renegade squad. Big kill from Snakebite right there, and not going for the flag. I like how he's not going for the flag. They know they need to slay more. He is going to be taken down, but CLG needed to slay these players before they could get a flag run because they're all watching that flag. You've got Lethal still alive over on the other side. He looks like he might get taken down. He's going to get tag teamed by Ninja and Victory X, so a great job by them to kind of weed out the players from CLG from their base. And they pretty much stopped that attempted flag run from CLG, and just some great defense from them.
I mean, Lethal staying alive there for those few extra seconds allows CLG to come off spawn, rotate Pink, and then pick up a kill off of what he was able to start. So that's that back and forth second kind of battle and situations that constantly change. You know, it's up to everyone, every life to make it as the most effective as possible.
Well, fuel rod was up. I believe a player did get control of that. That's going to be Lethal, and Camo is going to be coming up here in just a moment as well.
Frosty just snuck away with that Camo. Now he's rotating behind the team. He's got Sword Camo, one of the most exciting combinations to watch. Was taking no shields and with almost no health, but is able to escape and just slither away.
Double kill by Lethal right now. That's 2 down. He's going to start moving this flag, and look at this. Running the flag right to his teammate over at Pink. That's going to be 2 down for Renegades again. Let's jump into third person and see where the players on Renegades are at. There is no chance they're stopping this.
It's not looking good because Frosty with that Camo actually started getting shot at from above him, turns around, runs so quickly, collapses on Penguin, and picks up the kill. They're the only person you know, coming off that spawn that might have been able to get to CLG's base.
Now, if you're just tuning in, CLG is up 2-1 in the series, and wow. I'll let you take it from there. I mean, your expression said it all.
I didn't think it was going to happen. I was watching it, but the Plasma Pistol noob combo, you need to hit 2 bullets. The Plasma Pistol, which hit, and then 1 pistol shot. Lethal with a thrust, movement, just perfect shot.
It's probably the skin. I think the skin's making this shot better.
Yes. To answer the question after watching.
No, he does a killing frenzy. Double kill from Lethal. He's got the sword. Go for the triple. He's going for the long range. Oh, he hits it. Lethal hits it. Commonly in the base. Lethal's still alive. Going for the charge. Great decision to not go for that push there.
I don't like it. Should have gone for it.
Should have gone for it. Lethal, I mean, just a monster, absolute monster right now. Dude, I would not want to be on Renegades with Lethal flying around the base with the sword. You just don't know where to go.
And he jumps up, and it looks like the wall pushes him back a hair after he bounces off it, just out of sword range. Anything other than the Storm Rifle, he was picking up another kill there.
Well, let's look at this. Snakebite's already got the flag moving. He's getting some shots from the base, but great work on using the cover to just stay alive a bit longer, and it looks like this is going to be it, folks. CLG is going to cap flag number 3 and defeat Renegades 3-1 in the series with the substitute Rami here.
But Rami did you know, he has lost the game though. Doesn't come out of this sub-period undefeated, but take a look at these stats, strong side.
All right, you got 20 kills from Lethal, 13 from Snakebite, 17 from Frosty, and only 7 from Rami, but you know what? They won 3-0. I'd say Rami is a great substitute. They ended up winning the series. That's what CLG wanted to do, and Rami did, in fact, what he needed to do for the squad.
I mean, you always have to do whatever the team needs you to do, and like we've said a couple other broadcasts maybe, there's not always, you know, 20 kills to go around for every player. The game just doesn't last that long. There's just not, with the death respawns and things like that, there's just not enough time for everyone to have 20 kills. And sure enough, when Lethal's busting out 20 with these Fuel Rod double kills, almost triple kills, and the sword sprees, this is a team that is hard to beat.
All right, yeah, let's take a look at these replays.
And
that's
right
the spot where...
So, I mean, Ninja missed 2 or 3 shots there. Of course, that first one hit, you could see Lethal's screen kind of lining up, but it was not a headshot, and he was not able to follow up any other kills here.
Lethal just goes on a terror right here and just flies.
That reticle was never red, strong side. What is going on here?
Yeah, I thought I saw a glimpse of red.
There was no red in that reticle. That
you get extra range when you zoom in. It doesn't.
Did he zoom in?
He did zoom in.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
So that's why it may not have looked like that. But as you're zooming in, you do get that extra range. So zooming in with the sword is very beneficial.
When I saw it live, didn't think I saw any red come up, and replay definitely did not see it. But you're absolutely correct that that is zoomed in sword lunges. And that goes for a lot of weapons.
So there you see it. Counterlogic Gaming wins against Renegades 3-1, and it sounds like we do have Snakebite ready via a Skype interview. Snakebite, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, guys?
Hey, congratulations on your win. And you know, I gotta ask you, what prompted you guys to pick up Rami? Like, have you known about this guy for a while, or was it just his recent performance in the open circuit and then joining Allegiance last week as a sub? Is that what made you pick him up?
It was a little bit of everything. He's been around in the scene for a little bit in Halo 5. Assault is actually one of our really good friends, and he was actually considering teaming with Rami. This is like really early in the season, and he was just telling us how good he is. He's on the #1 challenger team right now, and then obviously watching him last week with Allegiance, we just figured we really needed someone to pick up Royal 2 slaying. Obviously, everyone knows how good Royal 2 is at slaying. So Rami, we just felt like kind of like fit that playstyle the best, especially after watching last week how good he did.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. The kid's been put on a highlight reel. Now, you know, what was it like for you guys having Rami on the team, you know, and trying to prepare someone with such little experience to fill Royal 2's shoes?
I mean, we're just playing Halo right now. You know, we talked a little bit before each game on what we want to do. We scrimmed with him yesterday against Allegiance, and we actually did really well. For the most part, everyone knows the general idea of strategies. The only thing that I think we really need to cover with Rami was just talking about if we're in a trap, kind of like on Eden Stronghold or something like that, on what we're really trying to do. I think that's what happened in the game 2, and why we kind of lost that game was because when we were stuck back Carbine side of the map, we just didn't have the communication and just the instinct to push something together. So really just playing Halo, just making good pushes, making good plays together.
Would you say having Rami on the squad, did it feel similar to having Royal 2 on the squad? Did he fill that Royal 2 role, or was the whole play style throughout the team different?
No, I think it feels just pretty much the same. Obviously, the only difference, probably communication a little bit with Royal 2 is just slightly better. And obviously, we've just been in the team so long that we just have the instinct, like I mentioned. For the most part, I mean, he does really similar to Royal 2, like Truth Flag. He was sitting P2 just doing so much damage. Really similar to Royal 2, and then it helps Lethal had an incredible game the last game. I think you guys saw we were on his POV the whole time, so everyone kind of stepped up when they needed to, for sure.
Cool. Well, I got to ask you about your matchup coming up tomorrow, the rematch against Envious. So how are you guys feeling going into that now after defeating a team with Rami on the squad?
We definitely know we could beat Envy. Envy's a really great team. Obviously, they're the #2 team in the league right now. We just kind of got to go over a few things tonight with Rami. Get a good warm-up in and be ready for them tomorrow.
Cool. Well, Snakebite, thanks for joining us, and I'm sure we'll see a bit more from you tomorrow or in the coming weeks.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Snakebite. That's Snakebite right there, the Stone Cold Killer.
The class act, though, as well. Always great speaking with him. And, of course, to check out these matches or view any of the other matches that we've had over these weeks, make sure you go to youtube.com/ESLHalo to see all that action there. And, of course, we'll have these games up here that we just watched pretty shortly as well.
And that was only match 2 of the day. We still have 2 matches left. Next up, we've got Evil Geniuses. First allegiance of Week 5 of the Halo Championship Series Pro League. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.